As you can see, this is an Amiga 1, and as you can see by the sticker what it says. It's got that RAM in it, as you can see on the other side, and as you can see it's got the ports on the back. Okay, it has the ability to USB there, and it has the cables, but I couldn't work out what the cables were. I've set up all the jumpers on it. Okay, now one of them's missing, but I'm not sure what and why. And it does come with a hard drive, and as you can see, I think it's a DVD drive. Okay, the graphics card that comes with it is this one. Okay, that's the that's stage 1.
I'm going to run it in UAE, I'll say no. As you can see, it will work fine on OS4 as it is, and even stuff like, you know, going back to Mimax, that's one of the earliest bundled Amiga programs. Which didn't work actually, interestingly, okay. Although I think it does actually still come included with OS4. Yeah, there we go. That's from like, what, 1985 or something? So there you go, that's been a little overview of OS 4.1 Final Edition stock as it comes, just, you know, the standard install of it. What I'm going to do now though is spend a couple of hours getting it reconfigured and getting all my programs and data reinstalled onto the system, and you know, getting a nice custom workbench backdrop and a few extra things installed. So what I'll do is I'll pause this video and we'll come back in a couple of hours and I'll show you how I've got on. That's better. Right, I spent a couple of hours installing all of my data back onto my A1XC and giving it a bit of customization. Changed the backdrop there to a nice picture. Added a second dock here with some of my third-party programs installed. And as you can see, the dock along the bottom is much more populated than it was before. Now, if I go into the System 4.1 disk here, you can see that stuff like, you know, utilities is packed now. I've got lots of third-party apps in here. And also restored a few of the Amiga classics like Say is in here, which still works in OS4. Lovely. And that was one of the first ever Amiga programs I used. And even stuff like old hacks like, you know, Cyber Lemmings, I think, still working here. I can see some of the lemmings will come down then and land on Windows. If we open the exchange thing, we should be able to tell them, I think. Or maybe not. How do we get rid of them then? Click it again. There we go, stop. So I can show you around a few of the different tools I've got installed here. Now there's Scauldron, which is quite a nice fully featured text editor, very good for coding that actually. Wordworth, which is a legacy Amiga program. I used to use this all the time when I was at college back in the late 90s. It's, you know, pretty nice office suite for the Amiga, quite outdated by today's standards, as is the entire operating system, but you know, it works flawlessly in the 4.1. We've got TuneNet, as I showed before. Now it should have a few of my radio streams in there. Amipodder, which is one of my favourite podcast capture clients. Now I use this for downloading podcasts, you know, audio podcasts that I listen to, like the Yellow Ports Twit Network. You know, get these off RSS feeds. It's really lightweight. Just double click on the podcast you want, then it will download and you can play it in whatever you like. We've also got a video player, M-Player, that I think is actually a Linux port. I can show you quickly. So if we'll press something that's not going to be affected by copyright, hopefully. What we've got here, so an Amiga tutor video. We'll just that and see what happens. I think this is an old.
As you can see, format. I can get to this desktop,
That's what it is.
but I do not have the skills or the ability to go any further than that. I don't understand how to partition it.
See, I won't play it in full screen because my
get the partition working.
Down the bottom here,
install
we've got a few extra things.
So hopefully you will be able to do that. Okay.
Basically, a snooper. It looks at what programs are doing on the OS. So, although it's not getting too in depth here, maybe I need to reinstall that properly. Oh no, there we go. It shows you basically what everything's doing.
Okay.
So that's quite useful if a program fails to launch and you want to find out.